The wife of Joe Biden, that would be Dr. Jill Biden, telling folks on The View that many Republicans will vote for her husband. Is that really true? Hey everyone, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. Jill Biden saying on Tuesday that, quote, a lot of Republicans on the campaign trail told her that they're going to vote for her husband and presumptive Democrat presidential nominee Joe Biden. Quote, from what I've seen, a lot of Republicans are going to vote for Joe, Jill said during an interview on ABC's The View on Tuesday. Quote, you know, they've been saying it. Maybe they're not saying it publicly, she said in response to a question from co-host Meghan McCain, who described Republicans as, quote, very tribal. Give me a break, Meghan. And noted that Trump was predicting a big win based on the silent majority. Quote, when I was out there on the campaign trail, a lot of people would come up to me and said, Jill, I'm a Republican, but I'm going to vote for your husband because he's a moderate and he's a steady leader, and we believe in Joe. She continued, so I think, of course, Trump has his supporters. I think a lot of his supporters have become disillusioned, especially in the way that he's handled the pandemic. We've seen just these last 2 days, the spike in numbers. So I have a little bit of a different take than maybe you do. So that from Jill Biden, that Trump supporters have become disillusioned with Trump. People come up to her and say, hey, I'm a Republican, Joe's a moderate, and I can't wait to vote for Joe Biden. Interesting here. And then there's two ways of really looking at this. One, yes, there are the never-Trumpers who are absolutely going to vote for Joe Biden for president. Maybe they look at Joe Biden as a true moderate. They remember him from years and years ago. They just can't stand President Trump. Or they're not really Republicans, and they say they are publicly, but privately they vote for Democrats. I would say this to any of the Republicans who are thinking about voting for Joe Biden. Your hatred of Trump, I guess it comes from a place of you don't like his tweets, you don't like how he acts, and listen, you've had 4 years now to basically get over that fact. If you actually look at the policies being put into place by President Trump, what are you upset about? For the conservatives out there who are, upset that Trump is Trump and not somebody like Jeb or anything else, what would what would you have done different than Trump? What would you have hoped Jeb or Marco Rubio or even a Senator Ted Cruz would have done differently policy-wise, not tweet-wise or anything else, but policy-wise? What would you have, had your favorite, maybe more conservative candidate do? When you ask those questions, you really don't get a lot of answers. And here's another thing for the Republicans who are considering voting for Joe Biden to remember. This isn't the same Joe Biden as 2008. This isn't the same Joe Biden as 2000 or in 1994 or at any other point. Joe Biden is being led along by the far leftist in his party. Joe Biden has already said that he's going to have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez be part of the team in dealing with climate change, that he wants somebody like Beto O'Rourke to be in charge of all the gun grabbing across the United States. And if Joe Biden wins and you get a Democrat Senate and House, well, you better watch out for what you were really wishing for, because you're going to be longing for the days of President Trump if you're a Republican who votes for Biden and is, Biden is completely led to the far left, and the Senate goes along with them, and the House goes along with them. You're going to be looking back at the day and going, maybe Trump wasn't so bad after all. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time. News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. Enjoy the rest of your day. Follow me on Twitter as well, at Chad Hasty Radio.